going to continue on the lesson from Tuesday, because obviously we couldn't work Spider Guard in costume. So we'll work this lesson today, and then we're going to go back to Spider Guard next week. So I'm here, I'm in Butterfly Guard, I'm working, I'm trying to do attack, right? So let's say my traditional butterfly sweep isn't working, or I want to try something a little bit new. All I'm going to do is I'm going to set that same side grip, I'm going to pull his wrist to my opposite hip, feeding it to my tricep, and then into my elbow here. So when I'm here, I pull the arm across, in, this hand slides to the wrist. Now, once we're here, I'm going to push his wrist up and in here. Now, once I'm here, I'm going to look to load him onto my butterfly guard, and I'm looking to take him towards the shoulder. A lot of us were struggling with it Tuesday because we were trying to go directly to the left, or directly to the side. When I'm doing this here, I'm trying to take him over the shoulder. That's what allows me to come up and force him to his side. So when I'm here, we're hand fighting, boom, I'm doing stuff, right? Boom. Here, as I pull back, using that to set up my sweep. Now, once you get here, options available, obviously, just abandon and come to side control. We're going to work a couple options from that top position. So just getting that sweep off and getting that grip down. That's the biggest thing I want to work on in this set. Questions on this? I'm going to hit it. So I'm here, I'm working, boom. Drag that arm across, feed it to my grip. Once we're here, over, up, using. Alright. Questions on this? Yep. So boom, you're here. Same side hand pulls the opposite pocket. Pop, pop. Once you're here, then it's options big. Other questions on this one?
You grab the wrist. No.
Speak up.
Are you grabbing the wrist with your thumb up? Like, how are you grabbing that?
I'm going palm up. So when I'm here and I get to this grip, I'm palm up here. You can go palm over. I just don't, it's not as secure to me. It's not wrong. When you grab the gi, I don't hate it, but for me, this is the more solid grip, palm up, forcing my wrist over the top of that palm, or over that wrist.
Are you not following like him up into mount because you want the back take, or is that not there?
As far as like staying sticky, coming here, yes you can. I don't like it as much because my hands are tied up and getting re-rolled is more my concern. It's not that I care to take the back from there. It's that if Rel reads this, right? He's seen me, me and Rel roll all the time, right? He beats me up, he's real rude about it, stuff. So when I go to roll here, all he's going to do is lock his elbows in and continue to roll. So when I'm here, like I'm not in a worse position by any stretch, but I didn't get the intended result. That's why I'm not sweeping the mount, because I don't have any way to base because both my hands are tied up. Where when I kick him off the side control, he can try to roll through with that, but I have a much better base. So when I'm here, boom. I can start abusing him from there. That's why. Because if that gets right, just think about it this way. If I arm drag you into me and start to pick you up, you initially know what's happening. So even just halfway decent at jiu-jitsu, continue the motion before you roll through. That's why I'm not sweeping to that mount. Does that make sense? Yeah. Did I answer your question?
In the gear, you just quickly attack the wrist.
Yeah, yeah, that was what we were working on Tuesday. It's here. Nothing changes. It's just a wrist grab. And 9 times out of 10, I'm probably wrist grabbing. You guys have rolled with me. The only time I'm really gripping your gi is when I collar you. Not as inside. Other questions? 1, 2, 3. With Ralph, good things are happening. Boom, I arm drag, I get here, right? Boom, I hit the sweep, all things go well, right? But now as I come up, how do I finish from here, right? Because it's not just about getting the sweep, it's about finishing. So, once I'm here, couple options. One, you can always work him up to start taking the back. I'm all about efficiency though, so all I'm going to do is step up with my head side leg. I'm going to try to step over his head. Here. As I do that, I'm going to pull his elbow up and back. Stop resisting. But once you get here, it's going to feel awkward because your hands, it's in a reverse Kimura. Your hands are going to feel weird. If you're not feeling a little bit of that awkwardness, your Kimuras are probably just So I get to here, all I'm going to look to do is sweep, step up, and I like to drag his head back down a little bit. I'm not trying to choke him with my leg, just general discomfort here. And when I pull this, I'm not just pulling it up, out and up. Get it away from those pajamas. Because if he grabs his gi here, it makes my life hard. Doesn't stop it. Now, the second it gets over his hip, it's diving like it's trying to go in the hook pull between your crotch. It's trying to put this rich all the way back in. And you do it a lot, which probably makes you mad today. But you're trying to tuck it behind his back like you're trying to arrest him. You're a cop, right? Stop resisting, get his hand back here. That's all you're trying to get it to, is shoving it towards that backwards position. Does that make sense? So when we're here, everything else is the same, right? Boom, I'm working, I'm trying to off balance, we're in butterfly guard. No one should want to be in my butterfly guard. Here, I step up, over, finish. Slow on the finish, because this gets tight and hurt. Questions on that? Like I said, the sweep setup and everything else is the same. It's just hitting that cord, sucking that to his back. You can't. It's all about the disguise. So if I'm sitting here with Rel and we're both stationary and I'm like, hey Rel, give me that arm. I'm gonna get my shoes out. Nah, I'm gonna go. I like having that connectivity first with this hand because I can always get it started, boom, then it goes. And reaching cross body inherently has risk. I reach cross body, Rel reads it, bad things can start to happen. Where when I'm here, I'm not reaching cross body, I'm just leading. Does that make sense? That's why I'm not in love with when I reach fully across. He can re-arm drag me. In wrestling, you'll get guys who will arm drag you back. So that's going to be a problem to run into. Now, disguise well, anything. How well do you disguise it?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Other questions on this? We're here, we're working. Boom. Pulled in, hit my sweep, all the same. I come up to my knees, step over Rel's head, tuck it behind his back. Wrist locks, just in case. Just remember, you can always wrist locks. Just like seeing Rel in pain. I mean, I like seeing Rel in pain, let's be honest about it.
It was essentially like, it was rad.
Sure. Want to ask a question anyway, just for the group? Up. Step over the head.
She started, she's trained for a year. Even though she's trained for a year.
Question?
She's trained 5 days a week. I'm trained twice.
It's not about the house.
Yeah.
Rel goes to arm drag me and do this. I'm re-arm dragging you. Realize, arm dragging is 50-50. He's pulling me, I can pull back. Now, if I'm off balance and he times it well, it's a lot harder for me to arm drag back. That's the basic. Or if he goes to arm drag here, I look to base out. Real wide base, real wide elbows. Stop him. Because what they're trying to do is get your turn. The whole point of this arm drag is to beat my base here. Now I'm turned, now it's easier to off balance. Does that make sense? Other questions? 1, 2, 3. So now I'm here with Rel, I'm working, I get here, and Rel doesn't suck most days, right? Like he's okay at jiu-jitsu, he's learned from me. So boom, I go to sweep, he winds out that base. I don't like that, right? All we're gonna do, I'm gonna break his base by kicking out the opposite leg of the arm I have. So arm on this side, leg on this side, getting to that hip. I'm going to pull that arm out and behind his back. 2 options with this. 1, you can submit him. That's great. Or 2, you put it to his back and use that to take his back with a hidden open, which gives you a variety of violent options to proceed with. 1, wrist locking. 2, any variety of choking that you feel necessary. But the goal is to use his natural defense of, I've isolated this arm here. Once I get here, now I'm just taking the back, choking Rel while looking deeply into Carson's eyes. You have to look deeply into their coach's eyes to make them feel the pain. But the goal here is using that initial, he spreads his base, to kick that out and start attacking this arm. Now, you can finish this. This is nasty. But if it's not working, put it on his back, start coming up. Your 1 butterfly hook transitions to a hook. Then you just have to work the other hook in and then attack. That's the nice part about this is you can really double attack here. Attack the arm, attack the neck, and the back really. All at the same time. He's got to give you 1 of them. That's all. Questions on this? Oh, what has Dustin been working on? This has been it. Wonders why I've been in butterfly guard. Arm dragging you all. Why? Questions on this? We're here. I'm working with Rel. Oh, my arm drag, I get up here. He widens that base. Disturb the base. Bring that back. Once I'm here, I naturally am going to transition this hook like it's a back hook. Worst case scenario, I just have half back right here and I can finish this. If this isn't working or just doesn't feel right or he starts to like straighten his arm down or whatever, that's fine. Use that to come up. Start hunting for this outside hook. Start hunting for his neck. A lot of good stuff can happen at that point for you, not a lot of great stuff for Rel. Questions? So it has to be, the heel of your foot has to be past the plane of his hip. That's the way it's generally described. So like if I get Rel here, boom, I get to his back, I get here. So what they're describing is the kind of middle point of your thigh and hip. This is not it. Okay. This is. It's a weird, stick your foot in for a second. You can take it out and be fine. But to score, it has to go past that 50%. Or that, half on their thigh. Other questions on this? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'm here with Rel, we're working, I hit this arm drag, boom, I get here. I try to sweep, I try off balance, it's not working. All we're gonna do, I'm gonna take that hand that is on the wrist. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna wave to Jeremy, I'm gonna say, hey Jeremy, how you doing? My other hand, I'm gonna tuck right behind his ear. Once I get here, I'm gonna look to collapse his neck, bringing my bicep and tricep over the back of his neck here. Once I get here, I'm going to pinch and crunch.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Can you do that one more time?
Yeah, we're going to do it custom. So once I get here, boom, I get this right next to his ear. When I come over the top, a lot of us were like reaching over, like very gently doing this, which gives him room to breathe. When I do this, I'm looking for his head to kind of curl up. Because what that allows me to do is, I'm then trying to put this all the way in his opposite arm. Here. As I do that, I'm dropping this elbow and squeezing. We'll let Rel breathe for a minute. Squeeze. But the goal is, I'm digging that hand through, coming across here, and then I'm collapsing everything into myself here. Curling that head, neck under my chest, and pulling everything up in there. Because what that does is it compresses all the space that's in between your neck and your chest and shoulders. I occupy all of that with my arms, and then crush it like it's a call. Does that make sense? So there's naturally space here, right? I'm going to occupy all of that space with my arms. Look. If I'm here, there's nice space. I'm going to occupy that with some arms. Nice space in between his chest and his chin. Occupy that with some arms. There's all this space that I've now occupied. Here, I crunch, squeeze. So the goal of this one, and the piece that we were messing up the most on Tuesday, a couple of us, especially if you were shorter armed, were like, oh, I can just kind of halfway reach. Commit your shoulder if you need to, here. You have to really bury that shoulder underneath his armpit if you're lacking in long limbs. Not all of us can be Eli. Just rude how long he is. So when I'm here, I have to commit that arm in. Here, I'm collapsing that neck down. Now once you get here, it's a very mechanical choke. There shouldn't be, if you're having to squeeze, you're fucked it up. I don't know what else to tell you on that. You done messed up. Try again. But boom, we get to here. I like to set it up off the sweep. Here. And into it. Boom. Once we're here, I'm collapsing everything here. You may need to trap a leg because some guys are going to try to run out of this. But that's fine. Just come on top. Finish anyway. Questions on the darts? If you don't feed your hand, you just won't have it. You won't be able to reach. So like if I'm here, like I go short arm here and try to go. Yeah, all they're gonna do is pop your elbows. And as you're gonna sit here, they're gonna pass your vert. Right? That's why you commit the elbow. That's why, you know, Danny, hate to be the guy to tell you, you got short arms. Danny's gonna have to commit that shoulder to it. That was what you struggled with. You have to commit that shoulder underneath and really reach to get that. Because your goal is to have your thumb right on the back of his neck. So the reason I joke and say you gotta wave is because I want that thumb right on the back of his neck. Like, no, I can to break you down a little bit, but I'm looking here. That tells me I'm deep enough. If my thumb can reach the middle of the back of his neck, I'm fine. If my thumb's way over here on the side of his neck, your arm's not deep, so you gotta reach. And that's what allows this to be tight. And that's why when like I squeeze here, Ralph, man, that hurts. Like, yeah, that's fine. It's really fun. When you get it right, it's a little squeeze. Make sense? Alright, drill her out. 1, 2, 3.